One thing in jailbreak trading is everyone makes montages and videos on trading till I get a torpedo, but no one briefly explains how to get good trades. So I will be telling you all my tips and tricks to get insanely rich in jailbreak, and my first tip is grinding cash. Now you may be thinking grind a bunch of concepts, but no. You're going to want to grind 1 million vehicles and one concept. With a grinding guide, it will be very simple and easy, but if you guys do want me to make my own grinding guide, just leave a bunch of comments saying so and I will do that. But once you grinded your one concept and three $1 million vehicles, you're going to want to buy the correct $1 million vehicles. This will be a Blackhawk, Voltbike, and a Bionic, as those are the three most demanded 1 million vehicles because they're all good for grinding and they're all a good part of the use for the actual grinding main game. Now, let's get on to the trading. Now, step one, when you're trading, always use a value list. And me personally, I use Jailbreak trade logs as it is the most reliable and easy website to use. They are also supported by bad CC and a CMO 3089, so it's 100% safe. And when you're on this website, all you have to do, go onto the website, you want to click whatever you want. So if you want vehicles, you click vehicles, and then you got all the vehicles of the game. And this is actually step two, because now you can see all their prices, and you can just tab back into game and you can start trading for what you want. Now, me personally, if I was going to get, let's say, a Carbonora, I would actually just go look into people's inventories. This is step two, and put Carbonora. And you can see Captain Parker has one. So now, if I find Captain Parker, I can ask him to trade with the Carbonora, and you can make an offer to see if he'll do it. The next tip that I would give you guys is dupes. If you're trading, make sure your vehicle or their vehicle isn't duped, so you get the full profit and won't be chipped out of value. Because there are multiple cars like javelins, torpedoes that are duped, and when they're duped, they lose tons of value. So make sure your cars or theirs aren't duped when you're trading, so you can get maximize your earnings while trading. Now, the third tip I'll give you guys is how you should be trading. Now, for example, that Blackhawk, the Biotic, and that Voltbike, and the concept that you got is all worth 5.5 million in trade. What you want to do is you want to hop over to Jailbreak change logs, and now since 5.5 million, I could get a Carbonara. But since these are really rare and valuable, you're not gonna get a Carbonara, right? So you're gonna have to think strategically here. So you're gonna want to get lower value limiteds and trade up for profit. So right now, I could get a Stormbrider, I could get an Agent, a Polar, a Brick Car, a Cobra, a Wedge, a Poseidon, Concept, Block, Sea, Iceport, Tidetoy, Burly, Airtail, Katana, Orion, Snake, and Rattler. Okay? So if you have 5.5 million worth, if you can, try get a Stormbrider. If you can, try to get maybe an Agent, a Polar, because Polars are pretty demanded. Even though it's decent demand, it's still pretty demandful. Try and get a Cobra, maybe you can add. Try and get a Wedge. Really just try and get anything in the 2 million to 2.5 million range that is at least at decent demand and isn't dropping, like the Polar, for example, or the Jackrabbit, or the Shell Classic, because then you can make some really good profit out of it. Now, the fourth tip I have is don't fall for obvious scams, guys. And what I mean by obvious scams is someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, can I try out your car to the drag strip? It seems pretty fast. Never say yes. Do not say yes. They will just take your car as soon as you trade it to them. They will leave the game and you'll get scammed. Another scam is grow a garden, for example, when people say, not going first, trade me a good plank or a garden and I'll trade you a javelin. They are scamming you guys. They're just probably buying off javelins off of a fishy website, and it's probably their friend's website. They're probably getting a javelin off of it, and then they're saying it's either a website or like they're gonna trade you something in grow a garden for those, like, whatever cards you're giving them, and then they'll scam you out of it. Now, going to the websites. Like, there's websites called, like, JB, like, sell or whatever. Like, for example, there's websites called that. People will literally try and scam you out of anything. Like, they will literally just say, put up a price for a javelin. You're like, $10 for a javelin, like $100 for a hypershift. You're gonna get scammed, guys, so do not do that. Now, the final tip I have for you guys is try to get level 5 or level 3 hyperchromes, as they are very valuable and they can be traded for good stuff, and those can also get you really good stuff in the trading in Jailbreak, which could help you boost your inventory and make it more flexible a ton. But anyways, if you are enjoying this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let me know if you guys want the grinding guide that I said earlier, and Peace